LTX 2.3 just dropped, and it seems like it's a major upgrade. It says LTX 2.3 is a major upgrade, production ready, multimodal engine designed to be built on, and here's what's new. And so we're going to go through not just these few examples, but also the website, and even talk about how it could potentially be downloaded locally and used on your local machine. Let's take a look. Starting with this video presentation that they have here on X.
The best open source model in the world just got even better. LTX 2.3 is not just a graphics improvement. It's a consistent engine you can rely on. Sharper details, stronger motion with the same speed and efficiency, even on consumer-grade hardware. Better prompt understanding, clearer audio.
I don't understand. I heard him talk this morning. I swear.
And native vertical video. But high-quality output means nothing if you can't control it. Precise motion control across generations with first and last frame, and motion guidance. This isn't just a video model. It's a production-ready engine designed to be built on, fine-tuned, and to be made your own. LTX 2.3 is open source and available now for free.
And see, this is why I like LTX, because it is open source. Because we see bangers come out from Bayo, Plain, and Sora, but we do like that there's some really good competition in the open source community. That's why we so support WAN 2.2 and 2.5 or 2.6, whichever one WAN is on, as well as LTX, because I feel like this is definitely for the people. Here's another example of LTX where it says full code, model weights, and training code, even API access for production integration, and LTX Studio for web-based generations. Let's check out this one that was generated through LTX. I guess the one doesn't have any sound, but this dude or this kid's in a flower, almost like a land of prehistoric time type of generation, and it looks pretty good. Let's check out another one right here, where it seems this guy who is, well, driving a boat, but even in the post here says the biggest upgrade is visual fidelity and motion stability. The new video VAE and refined latent space delivers sharper, fine detailed, and more stable motion. Image to video holds together better, small texture survives compression, and last frame interpolation makes endings feel intentional. We also applied more aggressive data filtering and improved data processing, which directly improves fine visual details and reduce artifacts. Let's check out.
Let's go!
To see how well this one is.
Let's go!
I even think the audio's getting better, because I think especially like Bayo and Kling, I feel like they definitely have a more weird audio sound when people talk. That one didn't have it there as much. We can still tell from just hearing it that it was AI, but it was still good. Dude had really good character consistency when it came there, even with the action. Even they talked about how the ending, it seems more intentional with the interpolation. So it doesn't seem like, oh, it's just trying to rush to get to an ending. The whole entire scene kind of makes sense by itself. Check out this one too. But before we watch this, prompt understanding also took a real step forward. Our large tech connector improves how the model interprets camera movement, scene composition, and character actions. You no longer need to over-engineer prompts to get predictable results. Under the hood, adapt normalization and gated attention, tighten control without increased complexity. So basically, it seems like it's better at following your instructions overall. Check out this video though.
Idea? You're gonna love it. Are you sure this is a good idea? You're gonna love it.
I think it's actually pretty crisp to see this because, well, even looking at video, it seems like something that could have been animated from an up-and-coming studio or even an established one. And that's what we like to see, because guess what? It's all open source. So if we're getting this basically for free, or you can run it on your own consumer grade graphics card, it's amazing. It's like having your own internal Pixar studio or movie studio that you can use whenever. They also have keyframes and structured controls are now more deeply integrated. LTX 2.3 is trained with multitask objectives from the pre-trained stage, including image to video, retake, keyframes, and more. They said this makes transitioning control scenes evolution and multi-shot workflows more consistent and reliable. Let's check out this video. This is 20 seconds. Let's see how long this video is. My guy, that was pretty good. You see up in the top left corner where it has a beginning and ending frame, or at least the reference image, and it looks like the ending frame here as references to see that these two things were used, the image of this person and the ending frame here, to guide the actual video. And it looks pretty crisp. This is all open source, of course. Closed source models will probably be really good and maybe a little bit better, like a Runway or something like that. These are already right there. We're getting to the level that you can just generate your own freaking TV show if you want to, just with some text. This is audio quality also improves across the board. A new vocoder increases dialogue clarity and sound realism. Cross-modal alignment between audio and video is tighter. Stronger filtering and improved data processing reduces noisy outputs and improve overall audio fidelity. And I did just say that earlier, that does sound a lot better when it comes to the AI. Even the voice didn't sound too AI-ish, at least in that first one. But this one is to highlight this feature, so let's see what this clip actually sounds like.
Audio has been greatly improved. Dialogue sounds especially clean.
You can definitely still hear some type of AI effect to the voice, but I think if you're not in the know of AI, that could definitely fool you when it comes to that. And you don't hear a lot of just background noise when the guy is talking. It's very crisp, not even a lot of background noise. Almost sounds like he's talking into a microphone, which is good. Let's get a little bit more into it because they didn't just release LTX 2.3. They did a little bit more. They do have an API key, so if you want to integrate this into their own flow or something, you actually could and use LTX. And I think LTX is pretty cheap too, especially if you're running on your own, well, machine. Look at this effect. This is just my mouse, but you see how it's hovering over it, and you can see almost like some type of 3D scan of it. Even the videos in this looks pretty good and it's generated pretty well. You can even download LTX offline, or you can have it hosted. And if you did want to do a tutorial, you want me to do a tutorial on hosting LTX 2.3 in the cloud, if you don't have the capacity on your computer, let me know, and I may be able to do a tutorial of hosting it in the cloud, which would be pretty interesting. This is the CEO kind of just talking and just giving his gratitude to the community about how much support we're pouring out. I'll play a little bit of it.
4 million downloads on Hugging Face is a hugely important milestone for us. It is a huge motivational boost for the team. It is a validation of our thesis that closed APIs are not enough. A lot of people in the industry want to build on top of the open multimodal models. Community feedback is super important for us. We're constantly monitoring and contributing a Discord, right?
I think they definitely do a lot for the community. I think a lot of people are happy, but one of the things I did want to hit on was LTX 2.3 here. It said LTX 2.3 is a major engine upgrade, sharper detail, stronger motion, cleaner audio, and native portrait up to 1080 920. It's a production-ready multimodal engine built to be built on. They said LTX desktop is our first implementation running fully locally. And I want to get to that because it seems like they also made their own freaking video editor. The video editor that uses AI, which is pretty cool. And so this engine is designed to be built on. We built on it first. And they have explore a little bit more about LTX 2.3. And then they have the actual LTX desktop that I want to talk about, where you can actually go and download this onto your own machine. And right now it does seem like there's an editor. As you see in this example, they're adding freaking clips that are literally being generated by AI locally on your computer and stitched together in a video editor using their video editor that you have, the LTX desktop. Freaking crazy, right? They're definitely cooking with this. But it does have some system requirements here. It says it has to be like Windows 11, NVIDIA GPU, 32 gigabytes, VRAM recommended, 160 gigabytes of free space. This is on the Windows. And then Mac OS is Apple Silicon M1 or later, Mac OS 13 plus, Mac 16 gig ununified memory. So these are the specs for the Windows versus the Mac. And I think is what is holding a lot of people up, because the NVIDIA GPU 32 gigs, I think that's either be using the 4090 or the 5090. And I think more so the 5090 would probably be what you would want to use, but that's thousands of dollars. It's technically consumer grade, but let's be honest, it's shilling that out right now. And that's why I would like to do a maybe tutorial on how to do this in the cloud or on some type of virtual machine, just to test out how well it will actually do. This is also open source, which we'll get into a little bit later on. I did want to look at a little bit more examples of, well, LTX, where it has sharp, fine details. And we see this one with the cat, which looks really realistic, where you see the cat is like headbutting almost like a camera, like a cat just found a camera and is just playing around with it. And it looks pretty crisp. If somebody was like, oh, this is one of my goofy home videos, I would believe it. Tighter prompts. I think we saw that in one of the examples of the prehistoric and animal. They're kind of bonding. This says 4x larger text connector, complex prompts, multi-subjects, spatial relationships, stylistic instructions now resolve accurately. So you see, you even have like the gorilla and the guy or the boy in here, interactions, different panning and spinning around the camera controls, which is pretty cool. They even have stronger image, where you see this one here, or I'm guessing they use, or image to video, where you see they probably put an input image and then put a prompt. And we've seen this one as well with a cleaner audio, but we didn't see this one right here. This is LTX 2, which was the previous version, but we did see the LTX 2.3 version. Well, let's hear the audio for the LTX 2.
Are you sure this is a good idea? You're going to love this.
You can see that the guy or the boy's arm, it went weird. You saw that right there? It morphed into the fence. But this one here was way more crisp, even with the audio. Way more dynamic,
sure?
way more dynamic and cinematic, if you ask me. I also have these portraits. Actually, this is all pretty cool. You know what? This may be the thumbnail, honestly. Snap this for the thumbnail. This looks pretty cool. And so this is all also just open source. This is built to evolve shape by the people who use it. So you can actually use this on Hugging Face. And I may even make a tutorial if you want me to show you how to spin that up if you want to, so you can just host it on Hugging Face.
The best open source
At least I think you can actually use this on Hugging Face. You may have to have some independent virtual machine to actually use it. It may be too complex for Hugging Face. But what you think about the new LTX 2.3, as well as the desktop video editor that you can use, it seems like it's really crazy and a lot of power for people to use right out the gate. And you can still fine tune it, change it to make it way better than it already is. If you want to keep up to date with the latest and greatest AI, you should definitely like and subscribe. With that being said, your boy Dex, not Dexter, out.